No, I'm not.
Uh-oh, Grayson. All right, so hope you guys like our dramatic entrance. That was totally planned. We
That can't
definitely,
be. That can't be how we do this.
unfortunately, we are now live. So welcome back. Do not be alarmed. The alarms were not in your house. That was Grayson. We are worried about Grayson. He just made a message. He might be getting abducted right now. We're not sure. We will check in a minute. Uh, but at least for now, it's going to be me, Nick, and Grayson talking
and
the
and and our guest of honor, as you can see right here, Ana de
yeah,
Armas.
Ana de Armas, who we're talking because of the film Blonde, where she plays Marilyn Monroe. Um, why are you laughing?
Stop lying to people. We're not talking Blonde. I didn't watch that movie.
Did I watch the wrong movie?
You sat next to me in the theater.
Okay, I'll be back. You just carry on. Hold on.
All right. So anyway, who here likes grilled cheese sandwiches? I know I do. I usually like mine with like a little bit of meat in there, like ham or turkey. Just throw it in the middle. Although I've never had a grilled cheese and tomato soup at the same time. Not a big fan of tomato soup, but I haven't had it in
Okay,
a
is
long
that
time.
better now? Are you happy
Oh my
now?
god! Finally, you know how hard it is to entertain all these people while you're not here.
Yeah, so we're not actually talking Blonde. Maybe at some point we will for like the true history. Not a lot of true history in that one. But today we're talking Ballerina. I almost said Blonde. I almost tricked
You
myself.
almost
I
said
almost
it again.
gaslit myself. Uh, yeah, no, like Nick said, I did stumble into his theater. Had planned to go do a different one. Didn't make that showing. Walked in. Some guy was like, "Hey," and I was like, "Yo, I just want to get some chicken tenders. Watch Ballerina. What's up?" And then I saw it was Nick.
So
So
I'm just here with my cheeky tendies and watching a movie.
I just want to watch a movie in peace. Okay. Yeah, and I guess the full title, which is long and unneedlessly long, is From the World of John Wick, Ballerina. I don't know why they just call it Ballerina. As you can tell, none of us are calling it that. It is a
I thought it
spin-off.
was I thought it was Ballerina, a John Wick story, kind of like what they've been doing with Star Wars in the solo movies.
Nope, now it's From the World of John Wick, Ballerina.
Mm.
So, Nick, big fan of John Wick movies?
I wouldn't say I'm a big fan. I've seen the movies, but I've only watched them all once, and that wasn't. It's not because I didn't enjoy them or anything like that. It's just that's just how it's been. I did like the movies as I watched them. A lot of epic action, a lot of silly action, in my opinion, because it's a way over the top. But it's meant to be over the top. It's designed to be that way, so it's kind of fun. How about you, Keegan? Are you a fan of the movies?
Um, I'm not saying like I'm the biggest fan. I definitely did buy the really nice Blu-ray collection of the four when it came out to Walmart and had like the nice art. Hold on, Grayson, is everything okay? We were worried you got abducted.
Yeah, there's some chick named Tilly that's trying to burn down my house, so I'm a little scared. But hey, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
Well, we're glad you're okay. Nick informed me we weren't supposed to watch Blonde. We were supposed to watch Ballerina this weekend. So
Yes.
wrong on a De Armas movie, but are you a fan of John Wick, the four movies prior to this?
I was a fan of most of them. I like the first one, obviously. That was a straight classic out the gate, but number two kind of flopped for me. But three picked it up a little bit, and four, it wasn't my favorite, but it was a good, send off to the character. So, all right, I don't hate them, but I like a lot of them.
No, just a question. Did any of you guys watch the trailer for this before going in, or did you go in blind?
I went in raw, my dude.
I mean, I've seen like Grayson. Come on.
Hey, look,
Why
someone's got to
why'd you have
cancel
to
me.
why'd you have to phrase it like that? I went in raw, dude.
I went
I-
raw.
I raw dogged this movie. Okay.
Look, I mean, hey, it's just going in without knowing what you're doing. So
The only, I mean, I don't think I saw like a full trailer, but I saw advertisements on like social media.
yeah, the most that I saw was like, go see Ballerina in theaters now. That's pretty much
Yeah.
what I saw.
Yeah.
Grayson went a little kingpin-y in his delivery there.
Oh, Vanessa.
Vanessa, I need to go see Ballerina.
I love that became like a meme on like TikTok. Like so many people were like, oh, like one day after watching Daredevil board again. Vanessa, I watched Daredevil. That is a menace.
But yeah, for me, I would say I also did not watch any trailers before going in. I watched the trailer after, and I was like, kind of glad I didn't because it looked silly as hell in the trailer. And I would say the movie delivers. Like if you watch that and you said this looks like a good time, you're gonna get it. I think the trailer shows everything though. It's not a very meaty story. There's not a lot of like plot. It's kind of like a retelling of the first one in a way. Just a kind of basic revenge story that I don't know if they need to put John Wick in the second time. Spoilers. Yeah, Keanu's in it a second time. Messes up the timeline of the movies, but we'll get into that. Nick, kind of your initial impressions leaving the film. Uh-oh. Hold on.
Hello.
We have
Link's
assassin.
right to being held hostage, David.
Assassin Supreme David over here.
Are you being held hostage, David? We are worried.
I've just managed to escape. It took more effort. I've taken this vehicle, so I'm going to be here, but I'm continuing my escape. Keep talking.
All right.
Initial thoughts after leaving the film, Keegan. I like you mentioned in Discord, my lizard brain was happy. It was fun for me. I enjoyed it. I mean, it wasn't anything like really write home about, but it was all right.
Okay, did anybody else think that? I mean, I didn't mind it, but a 45-minute sex scene, that was a little gratuitous, don't you think?
Nah, dude, that's like average.
It's the Armas, my guy. Like, let's be
That's
real.
average for me.
David, we weren't supposed to watch the movie Blonde. We watched the wrong movie.
Oh, god damn it. I'm sorry. That's my bad, guys.
Next time we'll watch that Ana de Armas movie, which is not good.
I don't get it, though. How did the guy come bullets?
I think you got the wrong Ballerina movie.
Dude, it's fucking John Wick, okay?
She did fuck John Wick, I know.
He keeps it contained under the skin. You know what I'm saying? Not to say anything too gratuitous, but it's under the skin.
How do I get out of here? The front door is unlocked.
Money's on the counter.
Well,
I do like that John, like, he's a badass and all, but he kind of comes off as special needs sometimes. Like the way that he ends, like the door's unlocked. Like, yeah, no shit.
Look, he's just a Sigma male, David. Like, quit harshing the man's mellow, my guy.
I thought it would have been funny had he just repeated that line. She's like, no, but seriously, how do I get out of here? He's like, no, but seriously, the front door's unlocked.
The front door.
And like it's just like a 45-minute back and forth right then and there.
Do you need a key?
Do you need a key? You can lock it, unlock it again, but you don't need to. It's already unlocked.
She keeps an extra under the mat.
There's a fake rock outside that has the key inside.
Just don't tell anybody.
Grayson, who won out? Your film critic brain or your lizard brain?
Film critic brain definitely. I tried to let lizard brain engage, but film critic brain was definitely rolling in the deep on this one.
Okay.
And I was sitting there and I was trying to enjoy the movie, and I'm just like, okay, they're just sitting there waiting for her to catch up to the actual point in the scene where she attacks them, and they just sit there and then over dramatically react.
Yeah, dude, it's like a video game. Until you hit the checkpoint, they're not gonna attack.
I mean, that's pretty much the entire movie, in my opinion. But yeah, no, it was. I went in there just like low expectations, didn't really think much of it, and I'm like, that's really what they're doing. That's really what they're doing. Okay, I mean, I don't get it, but all right.
I mean,
there
honestly,
were
I
some
think
scenes that were absurd. I
think the biggest like confusing part for me, I really thought that Norman Reedus was going to be a bigger part of the movie. I'm fine that he wasn't, like, whatever, but I really thought he was like a co-lead in this. Like, they kind of made it look like he was, decently in it, but he ended up being basically like Halle Berry was in John Wick 3.
Hmm.
So I don't know. I just felt like there was going to be more with him. Maybe that's why he lived. Maybe at the end, maybe that's setting up for him to be in the sequel more, but I'm not sure. And all right. First of all, I'm sure y'all covered this with y'all, but I enjoyed the movie. I liked it a lot. It was a good movie. I had a great time. It was mindless ridiculousness, but that's what I expect from John Wick. I will say that the storyline, if you look at it too hard, it breaks to pieces very fast.
It's kind of like a watered down John Wick 1.
Yeah, it's literally
Kind of,
John Wick 1 to 6.
except I had more compassion for the dog than her dad.
Fair point.
Fair.
And I mean
that
that's
is
probably like
normal human, emotion there, David. Compassion.
that's
towards
because
dogs.
also the way I was thinking about it, I don't know. Did you guys ever watch The Umbrella Academy?
Yes.
No.
Did not like it.
Fantastic show until the last season, and because the last season ruined everything, I just say fuck them all. And the guy who played her dad was one of the siblings in Umbrella Academy, so I'm glad that fucker died.
Fair. Valid. Your emotions are valid on that one.
I only watched 2 seasons of The Umbrella Academy. I did not like it.
Well, it's okay. It takes a little intelligence to understand, so I get it.
Wow. Wow. Okay, we're going hardball here. I don't know what I did to piss you off today, but fucking, I guess here we go.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have a new guest joining us. It's Nick's charred corpse after that roast out of left field.
But no, I feel like there was a lot of things that didn't make sense that they only did for plot reasons. Like, as soon as she started talking about the ex, instead of them all being like, oh, you must not know, oh no, why couldn't they just fucking tell her and be like, yeah, if you go over there, it's going to start a war and we all die, so don't do that. But here's who they are, this is what it is. Or, we'll help you come up with a plan to get revenge, but don't go by yourself.
See, David, to that point, it literally, like, the entire script made me feel like it was written just by AI, and they're like, we're just going to film action around this. Here we go. This is it.
Yeah.
It felt like there was a lot of ex machina in there, like just stuff happens for the sake of the story. Like
Agreed.
at,
And again-
like the very end when she's like, "You're my sister." It's like, really?
I kind of figured that one was coming because I was like, this is like weird. They kind of set up the sister, but they didn't say she died. And
That was entirely telegraphed, like, from the get-go. You're like, that's going to be the sister, without it.
I don't understand because they make a big deal when she's first taken to be with the Romani or whatever, and the one lady's like, does she know who she is? As if she's some big, like, icon or something, like something major, and then they just never really explore that. I still have no idea who the fuck her mom was.
yeah,
Except that she was the daughter of that guy. That's it. There was no meaning to that, and it didn't tell me more about like her dad or like nothing. There was no plot point there.
Yeah.
So I thought that was stupid. I enjoyed Anna, of course, is very hot. The action was a lot of fun. I particularly liked the water versus the flamethrower because that was absolutely just a recreation of the Harry Potter scene with him and Voldemort. I also don't think that's how flamethrowers work, but okay, why not?
wait, you're saying if we get a fire hose, it won't stop the flamethrower?
I also don't get why she was consistently using the flamethrower when she still had a regular gun.
Yeah. No, it was
Like,
and especially with the time constraint too, part of it. Like, oh, you need to kill this guy within like 20 minutes. Like, let's go ahead and try to kill everybody in the town with the slowest method possible.
I don't understand when she had the flamethrower on the like mini boss guy, the dude that looked like he was an AI computer. When he has a flamethrower and she does, and they kind of like are flaming each other, why didn't she just distract him with that and then fucking shoot him in the head?
Because then they can do a ballerina dance with flamethrowers.
I'm not sure about that. I'm like I said, the only thing that would have ruined this movie for me absolutely would have been when John Wick was there, if she would have like kicked his ass or fought him to like a draw, because that would have made no sense.
Yeah, and I was sitting there in that scene, I was like, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it.
Yeah, I'm very glad that he was able to take her out very easily.
Yeah.
That at least
every time she tried to come at him, he was just like, boom, we're not doing this. Either stop or run away or you're dead. Like, figure it out.
Yeah, that he was just like, all right, kid, calm down. Like, I think I mentioned this to you guys when we were chatting. This feels to me like this is the spinoff that is the equivalent of like the Young Avengers, and John Wick is the Avengers. It's like the adults and the kiddie table.
Yeah.
Because any bad guy in any of the John Wick movies could have kicked her ass.
Yeah,
like,
she gets beat up quite a bit in this movie by like normal, and then I guess they're like brainwashed, trained citizens, but they're kicking her butt throughout that kind of like final scene there.
She had a decent length fight with the person that was the coffee like barista girl. All right,
she just wanted coffee, okay?
Yeah, worst Starbucks experience ever.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave a review now about that experience.
I'm straight up going after this. I'm gonna go straight up to like Starbucks's like main corporate headquarters and leave a negative Google review.
You like it, and I still personally, I don't understand at all why this cult or whatever actually like existed. Like, what did they do?
And why did they all have to kill? Like, what made them want to go kill her?
I'm just saying, like, they make a point of it's like, no, we're here to live a regular life. Then why are you all assassins? Why are you training the kids to do it if you just want a regular life? You can beat this.
Why won't you just make a latte? Like
why
don't you just make a latte?
Like, there was no reason for you all to be trained assassins. If you just want a regular life in the Swiss Alps or whatever, fucking do it. There was no goddamn reason to keep up the skills. And then, like, the random dude that comes at her when she's in her car, where the fuck did he come from and why? They never explained why that dude was trying to kill her. He just showed up and had, like, knives for hands or something. I don't know. And she's like, here. And then that's another thing. Why the fuck did she bring his hand when later she's fine showing a picture? Bitch, you could have done that from the first time. There was no reason to cut that guy's hands off.
Bring the hand.
Heated David right now. It's giving the vibe. Oh my god.
See, David's reacting the way I feel about it a little bit, just with how dumb some of that stuff in there was, because it was pretty dumb. It was pretty dumb.
I mean, Nick knows I laughed out loud when they were fighting with dishes slowly, just like, and then
it's so bad. When they start smacking each other with plates, I'm like, is this a Three Stooges skit? Like, what are we doing right now?
Wait, is this America's Funniest Videos? Like, where's
All right, to be fair, they literally did turn on the TV to a Three Stooges skit during that fight.
That is true. That is true. They did. They turned on the TV to a bunch of slapstick comedy.
Also, though, it almost felt like a Squid Game like challenge with the plates. Like they're flipping them over trying to find the gun, and every time you didn't get it, you get smashed in the head. Because they were like taking turns.
Yeah.
And why were they trying? Like, okay, here's my question: why was she trying to like? They took a good amount. Like, it was at least 30 seconds of flipping over plates, right? Why keep doing? Why keep flipping the plates when you know if your opponent is flipping the plates, fucking kick her in the head.
Just go for the
She was
gun.
distracted. She wasn't fighting you. She's flipping over plates. Just fucking kick her in the head and then get the gun. That's all you had to do.
See, David, I think we agree on this more than you might think, because that's definitely the way I felt about it. I'm like, this is so stupid. This is so stupid.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was like John Wick and slapstick put together almost.
Like, the way I can put it is, like, when you sit there, like, even in the club scene when she's fighting all, like, the Yakuza people, or at least that's what I'm assuming they are anyway.
And they're just
When
kicking
they're
her
sitting
ass.
there waiting for her, it's like, it literally feels like it's John Wick, like, you know, fast-paced at 11. It's just dialed back and watered down, just,
Yeah, it's John Wick light. It was like it was diet John Wick.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm like, that's great. That's great. But I mean, like, I was talking to the guys about this beforehand too. I'm like, if it was like Zoe Saldana or why am I forgetting her name again?
Charlize Theron.
Charlize Theron. Or anybody else that's done like action-ish stuff, I'd buy more into it because they know kind of like how to carry themselves in that, you know, environment. But it was very obvious.
Okay, but you're missing a very big point though. Neither of those women are as attractive as Ana de Armas.
I don't know if I'd say that, but all right.
Yeah.
I 100%. Are you going to tell me Charlize Theron or Zoe Saldana are more attractive than Ana de Armas? Are you going to say that right now? You are being recorded, sir.
Blind-handed down, I will put my money down on Zoe Saldana.
It's attraction.
Charlize Theron. But
Attraction is subjective, man. Come on.
No,
Right.
it is not. No. There is a point where some beauty is just universally acknowledged, and she is one of those blessed people.
I will say I think Ana de Armas is definitely more attractive than Rachel Zegler.
Okay, well, I think that unicorn looks better than that goblin. Yeah, that's the same fucking. What are you trying to do? Come on.
Would you rather like a big bar of gold, or would you like a poop on your plate? Like, come on now. What are we talking about?
Next thing you know, Nick, you're gonna be telling us you have a crush on that girl from The Last of Us.
Nope.
I'm a dad.
Nope, I don't.
Hey, to be fair,
Safe space.
guys, to be fair, potatoes are really good. They're very versatile. They're delicious. We can't bag on it too much, all right?
You just said that this was a safe space. I'm gonna have to like disagree because I don't feel very safe with David like this.
Yeah, David's on a heater, and I kind of dig it. He's just firing them out, and
he's dialed to 11 right now, and I'm like at a soft 4.
I mean,
I heard that was your nickname in college too.
you T-balled that one up, Nick. Good God.
As soon as it left my mouth, I was like, oh God.
That's what your girlfriend said.
Alrighty, well, do you want to wrap this up? I don't want to get insulted for an hour. Are you fucking kidding me?
Nick, I'm sorry.
So, Grayson, what are some other things you think we should talk about regarding this film?
I mean, it's just the way I'm going to put it, because I didn't give my like leaving the theater reaction. It felt like I watched The Room. It felt like just with the acting and the action and just everything being so just dialed back. I'm like, did I just like? It felt like a comedy movie with action in it, but they didn't know how to make the action work. And
Did you say you felt like you watched The Room?
Yes.
Can we talk real quick about? Hold on. Can we just say, I would spend an embarrassing amount of money to rewatch all the John Wick movies where Tommy Wiseau plays John Wick.
They killed my dog.
So how's your sex
The
life?
door is unlocked.
I did not shoot him. I did not. It's bullshit. I did not. Oh, hi, John.
You put the hit out on me. You're tearing me apart.
You're tearing me apart, Rosca Roma.
All right, so Tommy, if you're happen across this and want to, make a John
Yeah,
Wick
come on,
light
Tommy.
movie,
Make it happen, bud.
so Grayson, you said this was The Room, not The Disaster Artist, but The Room.
Correct. This was definitely like I'm walking out of there and it felt like The Room. And I'll tell you why, because I didn't say this on camera. When Norman Reedus fakes being asleep at the end of the movie and pretends his daughter wakes him up, that was the most corniest corn reaction I have ever seen on camera in a quote unquote A-grade production. That was horrendous. And after that, I'm like, this is just The Room with action in it. It's insane.
I would say the acting bits that really started to kind of grate on me was like the director of the Roma. Like I get what they were going for, but at points it was just a little too dialed down. Just a little.
I think she did
emotional.
fine. I mean, she basically did the exact same character she's done in the John Wick films.
Yeah, but
I didn't have a problem. I had no problem with anybody that was back from the John Wick movies. Like Winston was just as good as always, and I love that we got to see what's his name, even though he has passed on.
Oh
He's a fantastic actor. I wish he was still around.
Yeah, I know who you're Lance Reddick. Yeah.
Rest in peace. He should have gotten way more roles in his life than he did, in my opinion.
100%. Yeah.
I would say the child Eve, not a great actress.
No, not honestly. I would have, like, everybody that was kind of in this movie felt like they were giving about a 40% effort, and I can't remember if it was this movie or not, but I think wasn't this in production hell for a long time.
Can we agree that even though this was a spinoff and was about her and being ballerina and all, that the best scenes of the movie were still Keanu Reeves?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's 100%.
And I was just gonna mention I loved the how they even address like the in-universe, like it's just one guy. Like how hard can it be? He's like, are you kidding me? That's John Wick.
That was one of my favorites. Where the guy's like, that's John Wick. It reminded me of the Jason Bourne movies when they're like, it's Jason Bourne.
Jesus Christ, it's Jason Bourne.
It's Jason Bourne.
And it made me realize I would 100% watch a crossover movie of Jason Bourne and John Wick.
I can get behind that.
100%. So actually, I did find out there was a 1-year delay and there was a change in director. So that explains quite a bit.
It kind of makes me wonder because The Continental as a series was not good. Even though I love the world, I like the hotel, I like Winston and all, that series, in my opinion, fell flat. And then I still enjoyed this, but it wasn't nearly as good as the John Wick movies. I wonder if it's just Keanu Reeves that makes these movies.
Yeah, I would say so.
Like, he may be carrying this franchise on his back more than people initially thought.
I mean, you almost alluded to it here where you said the best parts of this film were Keanu. Even though I thought he would go full Point Break and just be like, I'm an FBI agent. I was just like, do it, Keanu, do it. But yeah,
I don't understand, personally, from the lore of the movies. Maybe I'm confused about where this fits in.
It's between 3 and 4.
Okay, so he's been excommunicated.
And
that's what I said.
I don't get why he's there just helping out,
Yeah, I don't understand why.
Because he's the Baba Yaga.
Why was she able to get him to go do this?
I said the exact same thing before we started taping. It was like, are you like, so he had the cross burned into him. You literally have the replay from the second or the whatever movie it was.
And then his ticket is torn. Yeah, your ticket's gone. You're done.
But somehow she can call in a favor to go stop her assassin from killing people. What sense does that make? That was so dumb.
The thing that I would have believed is if the director would have called him specifically to go help the girl.
I thought that's what was going to happen, actually. Is like, just go take them all out.
If she would have been like, listen, I know you're out, but, you were family at one point. we have this girl. She's very promising. You know, she's a good person. They're going to kill her or they're going to start a war and kill all of us. Is there anything you can do, please? That's the only thing that makes sense to me. I don't think it has to have been during number 2.
No, it says it's set between 3 and 4.
That makes no fucking sense.
Yeah, I know. That's one of the bigger things.
No,
people are
because
talking
number
about right now.
number 4 literally picks up right at the same hour as number 3 ends.
Yeah, no, it says Ballerina is the 5th installment in the John Wick franchise and is set during the events of. So it's set during John Wick Chapter 3 and before the events of Chapter 4.
Okay, I can believe it happens during 3, but not after 3.
Yeah, so
Because he hasn't been excommunicated yet until the end of 3.
yeah. Well, I think a lot of people thought him coming back as John Wick was, saying he was alive as John Wick, which he is. I mean,
they're doing John Wick 5. Really hard to do that without John Wick.
I mean, they did didn't they do Jason Bourne without, or was that?
Yeah, they did a Bourne movie without.
They did one with Jeremy Renner, but that makes sense though because it was the government project. They're saying there was another one. Like I can believe that. You can't tell me there's another assassin who's amazing that's named John Wick.
There is another assassin named John Wick though.
Who?
It's the other John Wick.
Juan Jick.
He's going to be played by Owen Wilson.
John Jacob Jingleheimer Wick. His name is my name too.
He's played by Tommy Wiseau.
But like with how they kind of built it up, the part of that's also disappointing for me is like you think she's going through the system, she's going to be at least similar in caliber to John Wick. She shows similar promise, and then when the action turns out the way it does, it's like, no, she's not.
Now here's my question: do you guys want to see her in John Wick 5?
I wouldn't mind it.
If it's with a different director, I think it could go better. Yes.
Yeah, if it gets done well, I'd be okay with it. But if it gets ham-fisted in there, it might not be the best choice.
Well, all right, so let's see. So at this point, because she's basically now going to be in the same situation that he was in, right?
Mm-hmm.
Having bounties out for her. And John Wick 5, I'm assuming, is going to pick up with everybody thinking that he's dead. Except maybe possibly Winston might know he's alive, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
So maybe they'll outcast together, or maybe her needing help is going to be what draws him out of being dead.
So here is the director's filmography: Underworld Evolution, Live Free or Die Hard, Underworld Rise of the Lycans, Underworld Awakening, Total Recall, Underworld Blood Wars, and then Ballerina.
That explains quite a bit.
Hold on. So she was a werewolf the whole time?
A Lycan, yeah.
Yeah, that tracks.
Damn, I knew I should have stayed for the after credits scene.
But so according to a bunch of recent interviews, especially apparently in Men's Health and Empire, there will be a John Wick Chapter 5, and it'll be a brand new story, but just including John Wick in the story. So I think she's definitely going to play a major part in it.
I think so too. I think that's why they made sure to have this come out before 5.
Yeah, I agree.
Plus, this gives them the chance to have a female lead, like co-lead in the John Wick movies, and it's not just him.
Well, and like you said, Reedus they'll probably bring back in a bigger role because he's, known for a couple decent-sized roles.
See, but I don't think he'll be in John Wick. I think he'd be in a Ballerina sequel if they have one.
Well, what would the story of 5 be? Because it feels like maybe they're trying to set up like this John Wick team, which is
the John Wick Avengers, the Wick Vengers.
The only thing that they could do at this point would be John, if he's putting a team together, it would have to be like a team whose goal is to destroy the High Table.
Well, it's apparently not taking place with anything from the high table. That arc is done, finito, and closed, according to most recent interviews.
Right, but it could be I mean, they're still there. It could be that he decides he doesn't want them to destroy anybody's lives like they did with him.
That's fair. I could see that, but we'll see. We'll see.
Oh, I mean, I would think he's smart enough just to avoid that whole fucking thing at this point, but
I mean, you'd hope, right?
It looks
mean,
like
the
they're
poor
also
man-
making an animated prequel film.
An anime, dude. Just let the guy be dead. Like, can we get something new, please?
well, I think the prequel is going to be like him in his Baba Yaga days, like before he
mean-
retired the first time.
Every single time we start unraveling the myth of any character, whether that's Anakin Skywalker, the Terminator, John Connor, it always ends up being worse after the fact. Even Luke Skywalker, even everybody else that they've tried to rewrite in the sequel trilogies, it makes it worse.
Yeah, there's 3 films in development right now.
Dude, just give us God.
Yeah, one
Anyway.
says untitled Kane film, untitled prequel film, John Wick Chapter 5. Oh, and apparently they thought about doing an Atomic Blonde crossover. Speaking of a movie with better action.
Oh man. I think, gentlemen, how much more do we got to say about this? Because I think we might have just said it all.
I don't know, Nick. You got some more words to enlighten us? I mean, how was your experience? Did you have a good experience at the theater this time?
Yeah, like I said, my lizard brain enjoyed it. My critic brain kind of just turned off and just sat there and watched the cool action on screen. But like, these movies have always been a little bit ridiculous. Like the first film can be summarized as this guy goes on a killing spree because people killed his dog. It's a ridiculous plot, but seeing it executed was amazing. So, I mean, like I said, I just was able to turn my Blizzard brain on and enjoy some action for a bit. But yeah,
Grayson.
We're doing final thoughts.
Yep.
I mean, I don't hate the movie. It is what it is. It's definitely not the best in the Wickiverse. It might be the worst, but it just wasn't for me. I didn't really. It was not something that I enjoyed. But you might like it. But yeah, am I getting my rating too, or were we saving that for later?
Oh, we'll go back around. David, final thoughts?
I thought it was exactly what I thought it would be. It was a good 2 hours, turn your brain off and just enjoy a movie with a pretty girl in it. Good action scenes. I do think they kept the continuity of the world well, even if the storyline wasn't necessarily there. They didn't baby glove it either. Like there were some things that if you hadn't seen John Wick, you'd have no idea what was going on. They never explained the rules about you can't kill inside the Continentals, the gold coins, none of that stuff was touched upon. Anybody who just saw this would be like, why the fuck do they have switchboard operators putting out bounties? Like a lot of it would look very ridiculous if you hadn't seen all the other movies. I think it was good. Again, like I said, I went into it thinking it was going to be, John Wick light, and that's basically what it was. It was the girl version of John Wick, and that came a lot of negative connotations when something is a girl version. So that kind of sucks for the feminist, I guess. But I enjoyed it. It was not a waste of my money. It wasn't a waste of my time. It was probably the second or third best movie we've ever reviewed on here. So I can't look too down on it.
Yeah, for my final thoughts, I'd say, again, the lizard brain in me enjoyed it. There was just outrageous and ridiculous things going on, and I laughed. So it kind of felt like some of those movies that are just so outrageous that they're fun to watch, like A Hard Ticket to Hawaii, where the acting's kind of like stilted in parts and the storyline's not really diverse or like big. You don't have to think about it too much. It's pretty straightforward. but you can have a good time. Is it critically a good movie? I'd say no, and I don't think it's the best role, you know, Armis has ever had. Like, I don't think it like shows her acting skills. But I think if you go in and just want something to turn your brain off, I think there's worse options. Like, you can enjoy it. So, Nick, with that said, final rating, or at least rating right now.
I'll give it a 6.5, 7 out of 10.
David
David left.
Grayson,
Um,
and you can give it 2 ratings because I think I'm gonna give it film and then like the lizard brain review.
that's
Well,
fair.
if we're,
I would
if we're
say
doing
film-
lizard, if we're doing lizard brain review, then 10 out of 10.
if we're doing 2 ratings, I'm gonna go critic version 4 out of 10. And there's some redeemable stuff in there. There's the John Wick stuff is fantastic, but it's a bad movie when another character from another movie makes your movie better. Yeah, Lizard Brain, I'd probably say 6 out of 10.
David, your rating?
I would rate it a 6.5 out of 10. You know what? No, I'm gonna give it a 7. 7 out of 10.
It's the exact same rating I gave. 6.5, 7 out of 10.
I'm gonna give it a 7 because Anna is very hot, and if we ever get married, I don't want her to know I said 6.
Well, if you ever get married, she's gonna want you. She's gonna want you to say all of her movies are at least 8s.
10.
I like that you went for 8, not even 10. Like she's a logical woman. She'll say 8's fine.
She's
I
modest.
like to think a lot more people than I imagine have logical brains.
Yeah, for me, I will say, kind of on Grayson's point, if we're judging it off of like filmmaking, there's some like it looks nice. It's kind of like the Blade Runner effect where you take bright colors, bright shiny things, and you're like, ooh. So on that point, it bumps it up maybe to a 5. Now on the enjoyment, I'd say 6, like 6.5. Like, it wasn't terrible. It wasn't a great film, but again, I think it's one of those films like it can be bad, and you have a good time. Just turn off your brain. I've seen worse like popcorn flicks than this one. So yeah, we'll be back July upcoming. We have 3 films, so stay tuned. We will be busy covering that. I know we're going to talk Jaws. Grayson's got some stuff in the works. David has something. I don't know if he's released yet, so I'm not going to say nothing yet. And we'll be in Roswell before the next review. So if you're in Roswell for the big festival, come stop by, say hi, and let us know what did you think of Ballerina.